gonna do Wizard once again. I never actually got to run him properly, so we'll give it one more go. Oh. Credits. Eh? Tina. Wow, an Ultra Tentacle Girl? You're the hero, right? Yep. Finally met you. Back with me. I'm gonna assemble a Tentacle Girl Legion. Please don't. Sorry, I lost control for a moment. Yo, you're awake. Huh? What's going on? You won't eat me, will you? I'm sorry for attacking you just now. I couldn't control myself. Perhaps I've been corrupted too deeply. Hero, I can't stay around humans anymore. If you need assistance, come find me here. I can help you avoid some unwanted spells during your adventures. But if you want to avoid too many, it'll cost you some crystals or ancient blood. Alright, now we get to have the ability to ban spells. Normally what I usually do is ban certain spells that I don't want to encounter during the run. So normally what I do is I counter anything that I know is going to be a problem. So I normally get rid of Magic Bullet because that's just a standard choice spell. I don't really like it. I usually get rid of Deceptive Mind. I've come to grow on Butterfly. This is actually a really good spell. Rock and Ball is a fun spell I use. I'm probably going to get rid of Floating Wisp though. I don't really use Lightning Dash all that much, but it is a good spell if you know what you're doing with it, but I'm not going to be using it this run. We should leave Rainbow, because that's actually going to be pretty good. I'd like to avoid the lasers at this point, because we've already done laser build at this point, so we're going to ignore those. And we've got 2 more spell attempts. Yeah. I can understand the case for Magic Bullet. I just don't personally like it. Well, I like it, but there are certain circumstances where I would see better spells being used, personally. I'm going to get rid of Pillar of Light because I rarely use this. It's just basically a wall. You're never going to find use in it, at least in my opinion. And as for my last choice, I personally just get rid of Parasite. Yes, you can use it to deal extra damage with their summons. I just don't like using it for my summons. There's much better methods that you can do to increase your damage, so... Yes, it's nice, but you don't need it. And that's usually the case for my ban list. Usually it increases, but this is the norm that I rock with. And hey, we've got Poison. Okay, so we're starting off strong. Nice. Okay, well, that was a weird room, but alright. Pop this open. Tree and shoulder guards are just a good staple choice. Let's go with... We don't really need automatic navigates for usage, but we are going to still take it. I will take energy saving mode, actually. It may seem like an odd choice, but it will actually allow us to cast without worrying about cooldown, so this just helps a little bit. Yes, it does mean nerf damage, though, but it's fine. And Prospector Gloves, lovely. And Potion Strip, nice. Okay, we're doing something good. Alright, let's go for a Relic here. Ow. There we go. we're gonna go with Rageful Eye. I could go with Close Observation, but personally, I dislike the, I'll be honest, I really dislike the way the head juts to the side. You'll understand what I mean when we get to it, but it's not for me. Alright, there we go. Okay, we've got the Vow of Honor and Old Wand. If we go for the Old Wand, final damage is 70%. Vow of Honor charges 33 energy every time the character takes damage. So basically, anytime we take damage, we go into a lightning dash if we're to use it. For this build, it's actually not that great, so we're going to go with the Old Wand instead. It's just going to give us an insane amount of slots to work with, so it's a good start. Slightly less MP regen, and slightly less damage, but it's worth it. We'll just swap this. We don't really need the energy saving mode for it. We'll go from there. Okay. There we go. Grab some HP. There we go. I'll be honest, I can't wait until we actually get some serious resources, though. We're actually gonna get really stupid once we get to later game. Well, once we go through a whole bunch of runs, that is. Okay. Entrance here. There we go. And we get track. Okay. So, track doesn't really do anything for us right now, so that is kind of a dead spell for us, but that's perfectly fine because we can just work around it. Okay, let's recover our energy real quick, just to keep the damage up on things. Ow! Ow, ow! Hate those worm things. Ah well. We'll just take the hits. We'll be fine. Oh, nice. Okay. Remove all curses. But this is probably going to be the best. We reduce our damage output, but we do get way more slots to work with. Although I wouldn't say our build is currently looking up to high quality. Ow. Ow. Okay. Not a fan of the burst damage, but whatever. Okay, what do we get? We got randomly get 1 to 4 curses and 1 to 2 relics. Okay. Randomly remove 1 curse. Let's get this. Pop that. And we're gonna down this. This is gonna get us some more curses. We get 1 of those. We'll down this. This does reduce our HP down to 1. And what we're gonna quickly do is go grab our HP here just to increase our survivability slightly. And that's the best that we're going to get. We can randomly upgrade 1 relic as well. So we'll do that. Perfect. We upgrade the Treant Shoulder Guards. That's going to make our life a little easier. And naturally, we get the Prospector Pickaxe, which is going to help us. Okay, damage has been somewhat resolved. When the spell on the left hits an enemy, cast a spell on the right at a mana cost of 80. With the shortest interval of a 0.3 second summon. This could be handy. I'm actually going to take this. And for now, let's take Rock and Ball. I think what we can actually do here is do a Rock and Ball into an Arcane Explosion. This gives us a poison roll. Oh, but we get poisoned if we step into poison. Okay, so that's not good. I thought that was going to be fine, but I guess not. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, can't be that. Oh, shot. Ow! Okay. Finally. No, for the sequence, it actually changes, believe it or not. So, normally, what I do is I go here, 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 and just test the waters. But it can be, anything, really. But yeah, no, it seems like we got Serial Plus, which actually works pretty good. Quickly cast a spell on the right with 55 mana cost when the spell on the left is flying. If we get rid of the Venom Crystal, then I can see this working. So... yeah, there we go. Although the cost is still ridiculous, so it's not exactly ideal. So I guess for now, we're just gonna have to make do with what we've got here, so... well, actually, I could... the damage is more here with the Rock and Ball, so what I could do instead is go with automatic targeting and have it target onto somebody. If I reduce the energy cost, it brings it down to 37 damage, but it's going to do more damage output. Well, it's going to have more damage against single target enemies. Plus, it's a crit rock, so that's nice. At the very least, it's got range going for it, so that's good. I'm not sure what everybody else is saying, but from what I've seen, it always does change. So, it really just depends on what you end up getting. It could be that these symbols are the ones that, as long as you use the right symbol, then you're basically good, but anything that doesn't follow the symbol is basically, bad luck. Well, anyways, we can't really go in here because we don't have any keys, but that's fine. Do we go Venom Crystal? Not really. Venom Crystal is best when I can actually use it properly. We don't have fast enough casting to warrant it. Alright, Poisonous Egg Sac. There we go, that was easy. Solid. Yeah, but we need a faster casting wand if we want to make use of our abilities to their best ability. I mean, this would be the way to go, wouldn't it? While holding this wand, MP regen is 20%, but when not holding it. This would be good in a certain circumstance that isn't now. I think we're going to have to go for the Sorcerer's Oath here. This is just going to give us some more MP regen, which will help our old wand carry. As for what we go with... You know what? I think we need to undergo a reboot. But first, we're going to grab this, and then we'll go for it. Screw it. We're rebooting. I'm not satisfied with this run. Okay, everything has shifted. Let's see what we got. So we got 3 types. We've got Magic Bullet, Butterfly, and Black Hole. Spells cast by this one have a 20% chance to drop Magic Crystal on enemy hits. Good for farming Crystal. We got the Arcane Staff and the Ripple Wand. We got MP cost 150. Spells have a 5% chance to immediately replenish MP upon casting. And there's a 20% chance to end its own cooldown. So we could either go for crystals or otherwise. I'm going to go with the Butterfly, and we're going to go for double splits with a Frost. And it's got a crit rate of 10. And these guys are going to cause some chaos now. Here we go. And yeah, that's going to be our weird build. There we go. Now we've got something weird. Let's see. We can double our current key count or add 1 key if none are there. I think we're going to first harvest some keys before we go ham. Out. There we go. Okay, oh, we actually got the key relic as well. That's actually fun. We're gonna grab the Prospector Gauntlets. And I guess I can show you this right now. For every 1 key owned, all damage is increased by 5. So as long as you have a way to increase your key count, you can basically increase your damage. Unfortunately, we do not have that luxury right now, so that is just something we'll have to forgo for now. I am going to use this now just so I can actually get into here. And that's going to net us the Berserker and the Treant Circlet. The Treant Circlet is going to actually be really good. We're going to take those, and we're going to have a limited view for a while until we get rid of the curses. But that's fine. There we go. That was easy. And because of that shield, it's actually going to help block damage. And because of the Berserker, we increase all damage by 50 when HP is below 50. So there is even more perks added to that. We're going to... I guess increase crit rate. Why not? Alright, the Midas Potion is going to help us in a pinch. Let's see, Butterfly, Rock and Roll, or Accelerator. We're going to go with Butterfly, and we're going to prioritize the Butterfly build this time. I think the Butterfly build is what we go for. Alright, we've got ourselves the Elite here. Let's go deal with them. There we go. Easy peasy. Oh, and that's our Seed of Greed triggered. Nice. Okay, we've got the Tricolored Scepter and the Rooting Grimoire. I'm gonna go with the Tricolor Scepter. This is a very good wand. I'm actually going to... Well, if I swap to it, then, yeah, no, let's keep it on the side for now. I do want to prioritize getting the Crystal Scepter and the, Magic Crystals on hit. That's probably going to help us more than anything. Alright, let's grab some more HP. And we'll do this. There we go. This is going to clear the room nicely. There we go. We get some HP. Nice. Okay, let's hold off on the treasure chest because I don't know whether it's going to be a lock chest or not, so let's play it safe. Here we go. Okay, nothing there. Okay. Accelerator, just so we can duplicate it. Duets. Cast the spell on the right at the completion of the spell on the left. The spell on the right inherits 30% of the damage from the spell on the left. This can be powerful if done right, but I don't think we have the luxury of doing that just yet. Let's get 1 to 4 curses. Alright, we got 1 curse, which is items available in shops is -1, but we get relic options and we electrified crown. So now we're really getting crazy. And we can just easily remove that curse as well, so that's nice. Got some serious survivability, at least, with this new run, so that's good. Now, if I could make the butterflies go ridiculous, that'd be even better. Alright. Relic-wise, let's see. Well, Merlin's robe is probably going to be the best. And we did need the Resonance Rune, so there you go. Take the Frost Crystal just because we can. And what we're going to do here is use Resonance Rune. So that way, every time there's a 25% chance of casting this wand on top of using this wand. As for what we're going to use with it, I guess for now we'll just start with butterflies. It does already have the elemental stuff on it, but we're going to give it the accelerator function, just to make these butterflies super fast. Actually, what we can do here is do that instead. And we'll make it so if these butterflies crit, they do some fancy stuff. There we go. Can't really open that, so off we go to another relic. But before we do, let's drink this. This will give us extra HP, and off we go. So yeah, 25% chance to just summon even more butterflies. As for what we go next... I think we actually go with Merlin's hat here. If we had the Soul Bone gear, I would consider grabbing it, but yeah, no, we're just gonna go with this. So we're gonna have a ridiculous butterfly build now, it seems. It's already showing off ridiculous levels of antics, so that's fun. Alright, let's do this. Alright, Spider Egg. There we go. Hey, easy peasy. And for our troubles, we get the Scarlet Room as intended. Nice. And let's see, what do we go with? We've got the Magic Conductor or the Portable Library. The Portable Library does have a... well, the cast and cooldown interval are pretty slow, so it's not exactly ideal. Let's see, the Magic Conductor has a cast interval of 0.12, so I guess that's even better. So we'll actually go with this, I think? Yeah, let's give it a shot. This has 50 mana, but it also has 12 regen a sec. This has more of a slot interval, but yeah, it's still costly. But I think the Magic Conductor is probably going to be better for us. It's just going to allow us to cast way more, way faster. Considering this... oh no, this has a 0.12 interval. Crystal Shaper actually has a 0.1 interval. Meh. We'll just throw these on. We'll throw this on. It has more slots, it'll be fine. And then we'll give it a time duration just because we can. Let's see, what do we get here? Silver Key. That's exactly what we're going to need. We'll take that. We'll take the Replica Gloves, and we'll take the Prospector Vest. So now we heal off of coins, which is good. We've got the Silver Key to access all chests and doors. And we double cast with a 45% chance, which is pretty good. Better than nothing. I guess technically this wand is... well, nah, it's fine. I'm just thinking of what could be better for the build. There isn't really much that I can do here, though. But hey, butterflies. The power of butterflies compels everybody. Off they go. Alright, we get the Finite Glove, Beast Fang, Healing Belt, or Ember Hearts. I'm just gonna go with the Finite Gloves. Damage doesn't really matter in this instance. Long term it will, but for now it doesn't. Besides, this just cuts the enemies in half, so... It's a nice little addition to have if we're a little weak. It's a precautionary method to get us through the floors, if anything. There we go. And yeah, that's the click. Alright, let's see. I really want to do Magnifying Glass, but I think we're going to go Treant's Shoulder Guards here. At least for now. But I do have the silver key, so I can go in here whenever I want. Okay. Here we go. Damage boost of 50. Nice. Well, that's better than the, well... It's slightly better than the regen, but, we still do need the regen. So we'll just cut the, costed... Well, we'll cut the, time in favor of the, regen here. Alright, let's just tuck a whole bunch of butterflies into the room. Make them all flutter around. There we go. Pop this open. What do we get? We got a colorful cloak. Okay. We're gonna grab this. This is a very good tool. It basically renders the tricolor scepter inert to a degree. But it is a nice tool to have, at the very least. Okay, we got a key. We can petrify ourselves if we so desire, but we don't really need to do that. But for every key we get, the more damage we're going to get, so we should definitely make an effort to get as many as we can. At this point, though, we can open this up, though, without worry. There we go. Grab this. What spells do we got? Ah, at the end of the left spell, release the right spell 4 times. Damage of the released spell is 35 times. And we're just going to go with a range boost here. Perfect. So now we need to figure out what we're going to cast in it. But we're going to abstain from using it for the moment, because I know for a fact that we're going to get some ridiculous combos going off now. In fact, before we do anything, let's just consolidate our spells here. We don't need to use frost crystals or anything like that anymore, so that's good. Alright, let's sort things out. So here's how we're gonna do it to start. So we want the butterflies to come out, and we want to, at the end of the left spell, send out more something. I guess we can just do butterflies on butterflies. We are going to have them also split twice over. We'll throw in the damage boost, and we'll also throw in the range boost. Yeah, so the spell effect radius increases, and we throw out a ridiculous amount of butterflies. And if I do the acceleration, doesn't really change much. But I can do the Core of Thunder to resolve that, and we can also get the crit in there. As for the Resonance Rune, we're going to have that... we're going to swap this over to this one, because we don't need to worry about that. We'll have the Tranquil Bloom on standby, I guess. In fact, I'm actually going to put the range boost on that. And we'll go from there. And we'll give it a time duration boost, and we'll give it an accelerator just to increase its movement speed a little bit. That'll just preserve its momentum to some extent. And this will just make the butterflies ridiculously powerful in their own right, so that'll be nice. Out. I think we could do... Yeah, that's the best we can do with the regen we got. I can use the Merlin robes, though, here. Or I could go with Fortune's Earring to get myself a better range of choices, but I'm going to go with Merlin's robe. There we go. Another Petrification Potion. I don't really need that. In fact, it's kind of useless to me. All it does is just make you, turn you into stone, really, so there you go. There we go. Oh! Controlled all my butterflies. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Hey. Okay, well, this just adds to the benefits, so we're going to go Charge Mode and Evil Sword Slayer. Now, if I were to do it this way, and I were to do a charge, if I were to launch just one of these, there we go. They make a ridiculous number of spawns, but the cost is ridiculous, unfortunately. Whereas the butterflies cost 48. I could do this, though. So in this instance, the dueling fireworks, unfortunately, is just a bit too cost-heavy for this build right now. But it is close. But I can do the charge build here, so that works perfectly fine. But what I could do, actually, is do this, and inherit the spell here. But that actually does the same thing. So it don't matter. So, we're still in the preference to do this. Yeah, I guess that just have to do for now. Just do a whole bunch of butterflies. Okay, there we go. Well. More regen or more mana? I'm gonna go with more mana in this instance. There we go. As for the chest here, when completing the levels without taking damage, max HP is increased. Okay, there you go. That's actually going to help us get some more HP. Okay. There we go. Pop this. Pop that. Get that lens, which gets us a knockback. Ridiculously so. And we can't really get that chest because we can't fly. So that is unfortunate, but that is the reality of our situation. Probably pop in for another relic here, so let's go do that. Hey. Okay, we're doing something right, at the very least. Now, if we can get a whole bunch of keys, that's going to make things a whole lot easier for us. I think we're going to go for the Dusty Treasure. I could go for the Tree Spirit Pendant, but I don't think I need that. That is going to get us another bit more mana. That is going to help us long term. Okay. Capacity Expansion Stone is nice. We can get another State of Duet, or we can go for High Pressure Steam. High Pressure Steam is a fun one, but it is loud, so I'm going to go with Duet. Let's grab some more HP, considering we don't have the relic that gives me benefits from having coin just yet, but we're clearly building towards it. To some extent, aren't we? What the hell is that? This is the first time seeing that, huh? Well, I gotta use it now, or see what it does. Grab this. What is this? Enchanting Coin. Consumes and shoots out 20% of coins for each coin consumed. Base damage of the spell increases by 6. Coins will occur upon spell completion. Well, I guess I said I was looking for damage. Well, that's 1,000 coins, so there you go. Consumes and shoots out 20% of coins. The question is, will I get those coins back? Well, I guess a Midas build wasn't exactly on my to-do list, but I guess I can see what it does. Kaboom! Okay, so, okay. So it uses my economy as a weapon, as it were. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I'll keep it on the sidebar, but damn if that isn't interesting. Let's do this, so that way you can increase the rate. Well, Do we need to? Not really. Not at the moment. Reducing the amount of damage we do is probably not a good idea. It'd be good in the long term, but for now... let's avoid that so we can keep our butterfly shenanigans going. There we go. Health. And pop this open. Levitate, nice. We don't really... let's see. Yeah, we'll keep that. There we go. Nice. Let's pop this open, see what we get. Ah, it's one of these. Okay. Pop that. Pop this. Pop that. Pop this. And there we go. Boom. Strong Traction Plus. This is going to give us the ability to randomly traction 2 other enemies instead of just 1. And deal equal amount of damage with it. So long as I crit, that is. The crit is only 28%, but considering how many we summon, that's actually pretty consistent, given the circumstances. However, what I will do is I'm actually going to use the enchanting coin here. Let's see how devastating we can be with this. But first, let's clear this out, like usual. I have a weird feeling this is going to be very fun. Or it's going to be a very funny outcome here. I don't know if this is a good idea, but... 124k damage, that's not bad for what it is. Alright, let's do it. Here we go. There we go. And it doesn't seem like we lose any money. In fact, we keep our money, we just launch it like a projectile. I kind of like that. That's actually kind of fun. Okay, so we've got the Archmage Wand, which gives us some ridiculous regen, at the cost of some scatter, but we do get crit rate. Frozen Touch has simultaneous casting 3, but we don't need that. We're going to go with the Archmage Wand here. It's going to give us scatter 20, but it's going to increase our crit rate by 40. So that alone is good enough, and we'll just swap the Magic Conductor with the Tricolor Scepter, I guess? Yeah, so the Tricolor Scepter will now house this. And this wand is going to do some ridiculous things. So what we'll do is we'll keep the enchanting coin with us, but we'll have it take out bosses for us. Which is odd to say, but it's going to be fun that way. Alright, let's see. We're going to take the Blood Key. This is going to allow us to take boss rooms if we do run into them. And we won't have to lose out, and we don't have to worry about damage anymore. But we're taking the Soulbone Mantle, and we're going to ignore the Merchant Bauble. And that'll be it. What I should have done is Discount Potion, but that's my bad. We can just save it for later. No biggie. Alrighty. It does seem like this wand holds out mana much better than the previous, and our butterflies go ridiculously hard. Okay, interacts. Let's see. Soulbone armor, and we need another thing, I believe. Let's down this. We lose 5 MP, but that's fine. Alright, let's go over to the relics here. Hey. That wasn't too bad. Relic-wise, I guess we want to go with Prospector Gloves, because this is actually going to help the coin that we have. Do we want the randomly... Yeah, we don't need the HP right now, so we'll leave it alone for now. We'll throw this into the Ripple Wand, I suppose, to give ourselves some capacity there. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but, you know, it can be used to store, at the very least. There we go. Randomly remove 1 curse. There we go. That'll get rid of the curse that we currently have. Pop this to get some more keys. Nice. That increases our damage up to 30. Getting more relics. And so long as we use the coins, we can heal. So that's good. Let's see. We got the wand lens, hexagonal die. Oh, prospector pick. There we go. And we got the prospector set. Now, if I'm correct, if we go to manual, I believe. And we go here. Here we go. Prospector's Vest. Or the Prospector Set. All units that touch the player immediately turn into 1 coins, excluding bosses. So if we do end up taking damage or getting hits, we've basically got a saving grace here. I don't need Levitation Potion that much. I'll just stick with the Holy Water. Hello.
Oh my, aren't you here to rescue me? I'm incredibly lucky. This place gives me a weird feeling. I can't tell which way is which. Ended up trapped here alone. You want me to come to your camp? Well, why not? Maybe I can help protect you guys. Keep this for self-defense.
Thanks. Fortunately, I'm not a road enthusiast. Oh boy, we've got the fun one. So, Core of Flame. It deals 100 spell damage, and deals damage equal to 5% of the hit target's max HP. 0.03 for bosses, per second for 3 seconds. But the spell damage multiplier is probably the biggest thing that goes for it. So we're just going to get rid of these, and we're just going to huck this on here. That's going to increase the butterfly damage by twice its amount. But obviously, the coins are what matter, and we're dealing over 4,000, well, nearly 4,000 damage with them. That's nice. But yeah, no, the butterflies are going to get ridiculous now, so that's good. In fact, the butterflies, I think, are getting bigger. Probably due to the damage, but who knows, right? Okay, we've got currently 217 damage with the pickaxe, which is ridiculous. Alrighty, let's grab these. Okay, that's another split. We do want that. Overscatter and Echo. I'm gonna go with Overscatter here. And let's just pop our way into here. What do we got? Ah, it's this thing. Okay. Nearly there. There we go. Got it. And we get dazzling fireworks here. Oh boy. I really want to work dazzling fireworks into this at some point. Let's do... Let's see. At the end of the left spell, release the right spell 4 times. I guess for now we can do Magic Bullet into Black Hole and then do this. And what it will do is, yeah, the black holes, once it targets somebody, basically goes nuclear. But for that to actually work, we'd need to have this hone in on targets. So that way the black holes can actually trigger. In which case, there you go. But we'd need to make it work. There we go. Grab everything there. Got this. Alright, we're starting to get a ridiculous amount of soulbone armor. This is just going to help me avoid damage altogether. So yeah, we should be good. Here we go. Well, at least the butterflies are doing their job. That's the good thing. I mean, I suppose I could use Evil Slayer swords, to be fair. That is also an option. Alas, it's fine. Here we go. Easy peasy. Let's see what spell we got today. Alright, we've got the Mimicry Cube Plus and the Duet Plus. I'm gonna go with the Mimicry Cube and the Magic Reservoir. The Mimicry Cube we can use to... probably sack... You know, let's sack Tranquil Bloom here. Solely because we can actually use it to... Well, technically, if we use normal Mimicry Cube, we can actually do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Mimicry Cube here, and that's actually going to get us the Core of Flame. I could have used it to get the damage boost, but I think the Core of Flame is just better in this general instance. So we'll take advantage of that. So now, these things are going to do even more damage. Specifically 200. Well, it's going to do even more damage, basically. Without getting into calculations, that is. There we go. What do we got? I think it's time we take the hexagonal die. This is just going to help us re-roll certain things we don't like in our rolls. That's just going to be best for everybody. At least for my character here. Let's see, how much damage does this do now? 6,000. Nice. So yeah, the coins are probably going to be a boss killing method. Otherwise, we use butterflies. Thankfully, I've got so much shield and whatnot, so I'm not too hard-pressed on if I take damage. But damn. Okay. We are gonna go with another Treant Shoulder Guard. This is just gonna give us even more shield to work with. So even if we get to 1 HP, we're basically good. When taking damage, you're teleported to a random location. That's fine. We can actually remove the curse here, so we'll just do that. There we go. And off we go. Here we go. And let's see. Fuse, umbilical cord, or rock and roll. We're gonna go with fuse and rock and ball, I guess. So, for those who don't know, fuse upon the end of the fuse cast, you cast the first available spell on the right with 90% MP cost. This would get rid of the reason to use Accelerator on this. So we could do a fuse build into this. Because fuse would launch, it would then split the black hole regardless, and it's slightly cheaper than the magic bullet. The reason I prefer fuse over magic bullet is solely because of this occasion. So upon the end, cast the first available spell on the right. So this would be the black hole, basically, in this instance, which is nice. We're just gonna go with this. This will just help it split a little bit more. Nice little addition. And we'll throw on a magic reservoir just in case. Just in case the amount of mana is not enough there. Just a precaution, if you will. Oh boy, curses. Take it. Take. Doubles current key or adds 1 key. Alright, we got another butterfly. Resets 1 chosen relic. That's good. Get a boomerang blade. Oh, let's just toss all these in here for now. There we go. That'll just clean up the inventory a little bit. We want to keep the butterflies on there. We can toss that in there, though. Okay. Okay, we managed to get 12 keys, so now we can double those to... Well, actually, we've got currently 60 extra damage. This is going to double and get us 120. Then we got a reset on a relic. Let's check to see what relics we don't want. Let's get rid of the Seed of Greed. This will reforge into the Electrified Crown, which is a nice little addition. And let's go get some more spells. I think it's high time that we do go to a blacksmith, though. But, yeah. We'll have to wait a little bit. But yeah, you can see the ridiculousness as it starts to build up. Alright, let's leave it at that. We'll grab some extra damage boosts. Bada boom. Wasn't expecting to get 2 damage boosts here, but hey, I can't complain. Okay, we are starting to run out of room though, so we really need to pick up the pace here. Here we go. Alrighty. I guess a shop would be ideal, but I think we're actually going to go for the HP here. Wait until we... Here we go. There we go. Done and done. Grab this. There we go. Our HP is up to a nice, comfortable amount. Get even more coins. Okay, there we go. Grab this. Alright, we can transform all non-boss enemies to something else. That's good. Alright, this is probably going to go for quite a while longer. The runs do tend to stack up in duration. And technically I did do another run on top of a run, so that's on me. Oh well. Oh well, I'm not perfect. Here we go. Grab this. Casting spells no longer reduce movement speed. This is probably the best course for us, just to make us a little bit more lively in our movements. But I digress. We've got a boss to take out now. Alright, so let's see. What can we do to make this worse for them? I guess definitely get this. This is going to give us 9k worth of damage. Let's get the Awakening Potion on standby. This is going to help us recover. There we go. Instantly killed. Okay, so we got a boss killer. A very potent boss killer, no less. Out of all the choices, I think I am going to want the Ancient Wand here. Yes, I could go for the Sourceless, and yes, it would have the automatic navigate, but the mana absorption here is a very difficult thing to remove, so we're actually going to go with this. The Ancient Wand just holds out better for us. And we'll just put that there, so that way we've got way more slots to carry things in. Technically, I could also swap to this at this point. And I would not complain in the slightest. There we go. The capacity expansion is certainly just going to be helping us along the way, though. Go in here. Let's see what we got. Sadly, we cannot get the second brain. This is a very powerful relic. It gets us 1 extra relics per relic choice. Next room is guaranteed to have a chest or a statue. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I completely forgot that I was still on coins. Let's quickly swap over to butterflies once more. And it does seem like we can't upgrade the butterflies, so we're probably going to do that next. Till then, though, we just lock into damage boosts. There's no reason to get Merlin's Beard, because we're not running summons. Silver Compass. I guess I could grab it, but I'm actually going to save my HP for now. An odd choice, but a viable one. Let's do this. Alright, to the Abyss of Antiquity. Alright, the only issue we got is obviously our... Okay, so we are suffering a little issue on cast interval, but other than that, we're good. As long as we can find a way to handle that, then we should be fine. Okay, there we go. First, we're combining the butterflies. This is going to give us a nice, juicy bonus to their damage. You can't reforge unique spells, so there's no point in trying. Let's see, what can we do here? What have we got combination-wise? We can combine the splits into a 5-split here. That'll at least give us some more room to work with. We've got the Mimicry Cube. I guess we can try and aim for a upgrade to the damage boost. We could also reduce the Scatter. But I don't think that's what we want in this instance. So, there we go. We can upgrade the Accelerator here. There we go. But I think the range boost is going to be better in this instance. Frost crystals are pointless to us. Okay, so we didn't really get much out of that ordeal, but that's fine. We did the best that we could, and we did get a range boost for the black hole. Although, that said, I wonder. The butterflies do get bigger. But I think that's only due to the fact that we getting more damage output, more than anything. I'm gonna actually put this here. There we go. Yeah, so if I can find a way to reduce cooldown, that would be perfect. To add to the enlistment here. So I guess for now, we'll just have to make do with what we've got. We'll use strong traction here just to settle damage output, but it's very clear that we've got to do something about this. To some extent. No matter. We'll go HP boost. At least I can spam this now with relative ease. That's good. Well, let's increase our damage by getting more coins. There we go. Grab this. And yes, I know I'm grabbing more traps on top of everything, but that's fine. I'm willing to take the curses at this point. We're getting into territories of stupid that I know we're gonna survive. Now, if I can get my butterflies to do a certain thing, we should be good. We need to get them with pen or penetration, so that way they can go through the walls. If we can overcome this hurdle, then we're going to be fine on everything, for the most part. Ow. Okay, wait for that to fade. There we go. MP regen increase, that's always nice. Grab the extra HP. Pop this to get an extra key for 5 extra damage. Alright, let's pop ourselves in here. Oh boy, these puzzles, these are fun. Alright. And just, there we go. Another Avada Kedavra. Okay, that makes it 2 Avadas, so that's 2 epic spells that we've got, which is ridiculous to think about. I swear to God, we get more. Okay, let's see. We can increase the HP room rewards, or we could get something else. I'm gonna re-roll here. Let's see. Okay, we can get... Let's get the Soulbone Crown, and that gets us the Soulbone set. As for what it does, it converts 20% of temporary shields into regular shields upon entering a room. So, if we ever get temporary shields, it's actually just going to be converted into shields. So, ultimately, we're just going to get even more shields on top of everything. There we go. What do we got here? We've got damage boost and time acceleration. We're gonna go time duration, why not? We can pop this open to see what we got. Ooh, gambling. Lovely. Let's do gambling. You know, I was wondering when this was gonna pop up. We did need this. Alright, there we go. We've got ourselves homing butterflies now. Let's see, what's next? You know, I've been needing a range boost of a ridiculous matter. Alright, 120% boost is ridiculously worth it. Can't really do anything with this aside from the fact that it just nukes the Core of Thunder radius. What else? Show me. Okay. Well, I guess we got a combination for Avada Kedavra, if we want to upgrade that. My god. I think we're done there. There's no need to go... Well, you know what? Apply a discount there. Completely forgot I could do that. Let's see, what else we get? We get the Stagnant Drop. Slows down most projectiles in a radius. Throw me another. Let's see what we get. You know, I needed a Resonance Rune. This is just going to make this even better. It's also going to guarantee the fact that, it's just going to guarantee a launch of Fuse here. But I don't think we want to do that specifically, though. In fact, we're going to do it this way. Well, we can't really do it that way, but that's fine. You know what? Throw me one more. I'll take it! Multi-shot. Perfect. We needed a multi-shot, so we're going to take that and quickly place it on. Yeah, no, this is getting ridiculous. Alright. Well, the only other thing would be this, but I'm not going to risk it. We've used it plenty enough as is. Although what I will do, though, is do this. Now, we've got a massive black hole paired with massive amounts of butterflies. Time to get more coins. There we go. Easy peasy. There we go. Didn't stand a chance, did they? Get even more HP here. Here we go. Give myself some distance here. There we go. Some HP. Grab these. There we go. Open the chest. We get Ember Hearts, another area of effects. So this is just going to increase the area of effects of our zone, which deals damage and now, you know, blocks things. Well... there we go. Okay, I've made yet another stupid build. Oh boy. Alright, let's see. Mimicry Cube, and we'll get another automatic navigate. I could get the strong traction upgrade, but I think the, honing in on enemies is probably more important. So we're going to swap that there, so that way the black hole does the same. Now we just got to decide what we're going to do with everything else. Let's see. I could do this. And what do I use it with? I guess let's ditch the magic reservoir. Let's ditch the time restraint here. We can do strong traction if we so desire, and we'll swap that there. I'm actually going to do more damage output here. And what we're specifically going to do here is... let's see, what can we do with the Mimicry Cube Plus, huh? Well, we could do this and give ourselves a slight bit more slots to work with, but it wouldn't do much, really. Instead, we'd want to do this, because that would do more damage in general. Unless we had, like, a damage boost plus, this probably would be ideal. The next best thing I can actually do, though, is this. And do the same thing here. So that way these split into... So this actually is slow, but it does a ridiculous amount of butterflies in turn. Alright, and from there, we are going to go with... I guess we'll throw in strong traction just to increase the amount of damage we're doing with crits. But yeah, the amount of butterflies we're launching is ridiculous. We could also split them up to 5, but this would just triple our damage output if we go 3 states of Mimicry Cube. So now it doesn't matter if it's slow. It's powerful. And I guess we'll just throw these in, because we don't really need this to do anything, we just need it to hold spells, really. I'm not a fan of the Mimicry Cube like that. I'll leave it like that for a moment. Okay, let's reorganize this a little bit. Hold on. So while I do enjoy that method, it's not exactly ideal for damage output. So we're better off just leaving it like that. And then we're actually going to replace one of these in favor of doing this. So that way we increase the range of the black hole even more. And then we can just toss this in and increase the range by a ridiculous amount, have it hone, and then we're good. Yes, this won't do much damage, but it is going to proc quite a lot. We'll take these. And it looks like we got an item here. Removes all 5... removes all curses if 5 different curses are present. Perfect. Oh. It only works if it's 5 specific curses. Okay. My bad. Okay. Well, Prospector Pickaxe would increase the damage output, so we want that. That's going to get us to 542 damage. Let's get another relic. There we go. Alright, well. Alright, the pickaxe gets even stronger. We're up to 658 damage. So, with the coin, if I were to use that, that is 15.5k. That's actually getting really ridiculous. Okay. Alright. Alright, another relic to increase damage output. Refreshes purchasable items and accessible doors in all rooms. Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, so aside from the issues of damage output, we're basically fine. Yeah, no, our damage output is being ridiculously increased, so we should be fine. We're going to go into process here. This is just going to increase our outputs by some. Avada Kedavra is already max level. Let's see. Okay, we will combine duets. There we go. Well, there we go. Combine that. There we go. Then we do this. Alright, the combination there is ridiculous. Okay, I can't get that lucky, but that's fine. We got really close there. How are we gonna do this, then? Yeah, we got 3 Avada Kedavras. What happens if I do this? Yeah, no, that's not gonna cut it, so... We do need the butterflies. The butterflies are essential for our build. Can we combine anything? Not really. But damn if we're doing well. I guess the next best thing I can do is just Mimicry Cube this again. Take out 100 or take 100% of damage off. Which isn't really a lot to begin with, to think about it. So this will just give the Core of Flame some more, well, we'll give ourselves some more freedom to throw on some additional benefits, really. So what we can theoretically do is, I don't know, set this here, throw on another strong traction, so that way we get 3 tractions at least. And we can do Overscatter, I suppose. That'll reduce the, it'll reduce the amount of time it takes to cast, so that's good enough. Of course, we need to get rid of the, curses, though. There we go. What do we got here? Green shoulder guards, Merlin's robes. I'm gonna go with the magnifying glass. That's just gonna make everything slightly bigger. So why not, right? There we go. And let's see, we've got orbits. We'll take fuse as well. There we go. Alright, more coins. More coins. Yeah, so pretty much this build has it set now, to an extent. It's not the best build out there, but damn if it isn't pretty awesome. Alright, there we go. Pop this open. Oh. Deducts 30% of current HP to gain a corresponding amount of coins. We'll grab that, why not? We're gonna heal it up anyways, so it's fine. Here we go. Alright, time for the final boss. The only other thing I can think of that would help is hover, just to keep the black holes on screen. But, if I am correct, all we need is this. 18k. Let's do this. Let's see if we can one-shot this guy. Oh, back off a bit. Let's do this. There we go. So long. And that gets us all of what we need, and we're good to go, I guess. Alrighty. Let's see, what do we need here? Gaia's Blessing or Omen of Doom. This charges 8 seconds for every meter moved. I think we want this for the second slot, ideally. This wand has some extra slots. What are these extra slots for? Mostly like the regular ones, they can store spells just like the others. When the energy recharge condition for the front spell is met, they empower the back ones. Once they're fully recharged, all the spells in the back slots unleash simultaneously. So, how much energy do they need? Depends on the total mana needed for the spells in these slots. Let me think. So, to summarize, let's get rid of all these out of here for a moment. So, having this wand reduces self-inflicted damage to 0. This just makes our life 100 times easier. We don't need to have it out. But, okay, so it does actually do self-inflicted damage if we were to have it off our hands, is the problem. So, we actually don't want the meteor being on our list, ideally. So we're going to ditch that out temporarily. Actually, does it? I don't know. Hold on. Let me actually confirm that. No, it doesn't. Okay. So I'm just being stupid. It was probably the bomb that hurt me. The hissing bomb. So I just need to accommodate for a build like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put on orbits. This is probably going to be the easiest way to make it work for us, because it's going to orbit around us. So when it orbits around us, it just basically launches everywhere. And at the end of the left spell, we want to release the right spell 4 times. And we're probably... Nope. As for what we go with the right, I'm probably going to go with the Evil Slayer Sword. There we go. So now it's going to start doing ridiculous stuff like that. Which will only make it even better. We are going to want this. This is going to make it so we've got a 33% chance to remove curses on ourselves. And normal levels have 1 more door. This is not going to be useful for us now. But for the foreseeable future, we will need it. So I guess what we can do here is actually double down on this and split it even farther. So what we want to do is split this. And... I guess we do the rock ball. So yeah, now it's going to do some ridiculous things, but I don't think the rock ball is the way to go. I think just doing the meteors into the Evil Slayer swords is perfectly fine. That said, we do need to do something for it. But I digress. We'll worry about that in a bit. We still need to go into the a certain zone to resolve that issue. But now we're in the Ancient Throne. And this is without us casting anything, mind you. Alright, let's go. And yeah. Oh wow, there's so much meat here. Yes, it seems we've reached the heart of the ancient god. The Ancient Throne. Ancient Throne? That's an impressive name. This place is crawling with ancient monsters, and they're all fatal. Don't ignore the enemies you come across. I hope they can ignore me. Alrighty. Alright, we're coming into Chaos territory. We've reached a pinnacle point. Alright, so we want to try to get butterflies, but if we don't, then we don't. Okay. I failed to get the butterflies, but that's fine. There are other means to get them. Here we go. We don't need Duet, I don't think. Do we? I should have got with the lightning. Do I need this? Not really. Yeah, we need to seriously lock in. Okay. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get what we wanted here. That's fine. That's just how it goes sometimes. We'll just tuck these in here. Do we need to worry about this? This is mana. Not really. It casts consistently enough that I'll be fine. Alright, let's swap over to the coin, 18k, and let's just start mollywomping the enemies. Alright, Rafflesia. Give it 5 seconds. Okay, we barely did any... Oh, barely did anything there, huh? Okay, let me get my butterflies out at this point. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure why the butterflies weren't honing in on the target, but there you go. Managed to do it in the end, and by God is it getting noisy. Let's go with 4-leaf clover. Why not? Alright, Thunder Beast. Let's see if we can't, nuke him. Okay, so it looks like we can't, nuke them as intended. Which is a bit of a bummer, but could be worse. The butterflies will do the work. It's fine. There we go. Easy peasy. We're losing a lot of shield, though, I must admit. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Dusty Treasure, why not? There we go, more crit. I could also just do this instead. Yeah, no, I think I want the orbits. And... Can we do rebound here? Yeah, I think this evil sword in its own is just good enough for me. We don't need to sugarcoat it with anything special here. Let's just hope I can handle this, huh? Alright, Pale Wings, here we go. Final boss. There we go. Easy peasy. We are down to 11 shield now, though, so that is a bit of a concern. But it could be worse, to be fair. Okay. None of these are going to help us in the moment. Let's just increase our damage. That's the really the only thing we can do here. Okay, we got the spring, shop, and process. Ideally, we just need to remove as many curses as possible, so we're gonna go here. There we go. Use the spring to heal us to full, and let's begin. Once again. Let's drop the orbits, because that will at least give us some closer range defense, I would believe. Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll avoid healing if we can. I mean, worst case, we do heal from coins. So it's not like we're down for luck at the moment. And besides, we do have a random heal and a few other things, so we got advantages here. We'll be fine. Oh god. Okay, there we go. There we go. So yeah, no, I accidentally moved my window screen. That's my bad, but damn. Alright, we did well despite the circumstance there, but yeah. That was concerning. Okay, I can deal 20% damage to all enemies or 0.4 damage to bosses. This 0.4 isn't really going to carry as far, so kind of pointless. Oh, it also adds 1035 damage to all enemies upon taking damage as well. That is something worth noting. Let's re-roll, see what else we can get. We're going to need immunity to ground spikes and immunity to venom and slime. This just helps us, so probably for the best. We are going to grab the Chain of Lightning and Time Duration. The Chain of Lightning would actually be really useful for butterflies. Give me a second. Let me drop the Magic Bullet here, and we'll grab the Chain of Lightning. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, but we'll figure something out. Let's see. You know what? Let's replace Strong Traction with it. This Strong Traction, anyways. This is going to deal 144 damage for every electrical current. And it splits between everything, so... There we go. Hey! Be scared. Hey! Alright, we're down to 175 HP, but that's fine. HP MP. We'll go with the damage boost and rainbow. That does mean we lose the resonance runes, but we can easily just drop this and this. There we go. Not perfect, but it'll do. Now I've got to choose between health and removing the 4 curses that we have, or sticking with it. I'm just going to stick with it. I'm going to go into the process chamber here. It's going to remove one of my curses. Doesn't really remove the one I wanted to get rid of, which is this, but that's fine. We'll just down the potion to get some health back. Well, as much as we can, anyways. Let's get rid of the meteor entirely. We get automatic navigate plus, which I actually don't want. We got dazzling fireworks plus. Not exactly what I kind of... Well, we could use it, but I don't really want to. Well, actually, if I doubled down on these and I were to use, say, Boomerang Blade. There we go. That could be nice. Alternatively, I could do this. Yeah, it's a colorful, nice thing. But, I don't think that really cuts the jib of what I'm trying to do here, so let's stick with this. It's very clear that we need something. Resonance rune. Well, damage boost plus is good. We'll do this. This gives us damage boost plus plus. That'll increase our damage output by 100 by using this. And I think what we want to do here is actually... We can't really use the Mimicry Cube here to get it done. Don't really need the simultaneous cast either. Well, we did need more range, I suppose. You know what? There's actually a way I can handle this. Hold on. What am I doing? Right in front of me. There we go. There we go. In fact, why am I putting it in there to begin with? When I can just do this. It doesn't have the same effects. It's better if I do it here. That way it really does some AoE here. But then we need something here instead. We need something akin to Boomerang Blade. And we should... Oh, my bad. Need to do that. There we go. But we need to Dazzling Fireworks it to something. So if we do Rainbow, actually... Yeah, so the Rainbow shoots into Boomerang Blades, which goes ridiculously crazy. And I can even go as far as using another Dazzling Fireworks on top of that. If we throw in the Magical Reservoir, we can increase the mana of that trick. We ditch the Black Hole idea. There we go. And we get a Mimicry Cube as well for our troubles, so we can actually do this again. So yeah, every time this casts, there's a 100% chance that this triggers. Yes, it uses a lot of mana, but it goes really crazy, don't it? And we'll also throw in strong traction to just make it even more ridiculous. I could also do it on here, but yeah. This crits more, so there you go. Okay, it's the best I'm gonna get, I think. Alright. Final boss, here we go. Well, there's no reason to stand on ceremony. We'll try the enchanting coin once more. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. We'll just have to swap over to butterflies, worst case. Okay. Grab our coins here, there we go. Okay, there we go. Nice. So we are doing something right. I can barely see, but I'm doing my best. There we go. Got him. Oh. Alright, that was a quick run, but, you know, I'm not complaining. Hey. GG, guys. GG. We managed to get a victory. Alright. You did it. You actually did it. You took down the final Demon King. Peace can finally return to this land once again. Finally over. Can I go home and run some dungeons now? Let me think. You can, but how do you plan on getting back? Huh? You have no idea how I can get back, do you? Never said I knew how. Hey, easy, my hero. The Demon King just fell, and time and space haven't fully recovered yet. Maybe one day, when time and space stabilize, you'll naturally return to your own space. I've got a feeling that's not very reliable. Given the situation, this eyeball looks suspicious. Might as well take it back for some research. God. The build is a little ridiculous, but hey, we got victory and that's good enough. Alright, that is going to be the third official run, and I'm going to wrap it up from here, so let's just go back and let's handle the dialogue.
Unbelievable. My hero, you actually defeated the Demon King.
Oh my gosh. Dear hero, I knew you could do it.
Believable.
Prophecy came true. This eye... Hero, did you take it from the Demon King?
Yes, I grabbed a little souvenir.
You must destroy it. Hero, the Demon King used this very eye to control the monsters. When I was inside the heart, it was controlling me the whole time. We must destroy it to prevent it from controlling the monsters any further.
Yes, according to my research, all the monsters were remotely controlled by the Demon King. This eye must be the source.
What are we waiting for? Watch this.
And that is the game. It was to be fair, this is not the end of the game, but this is the official story that basically gets over and done with, right? But it was nice. It was a good change of pace that I wanted to get through, just for the sake of doing it. But before we do end, there is a few more dialogue options that we gotta go through.
Thank you so much, Hero. I can't believe you actually defeated Demon King. Now there won't be any new monsters. Once we clear out the remaining monsters, peace will return to the world. However, these monsters are now in a final frenzy, more vicious than ever before. Clearing them out won't be easy as before. We need to stay extra cautious.
My hero, thank you for this. Thanks to you, the world is finally back on track. But the remaining frenzied monsters are not to be underestimated. I extracted some chaos cores from the shards of the Demon King's eye. This should help you deal with them more effectively.
Grab those cores.
Looks like you got some skill after all, managing to take down the Demon King. But don't get too cocky just yet. Those monsters out there have gone mad. Don't let your guard down at the final moments. Amazing, Hero. The world is finally returning to its former state. When the time comes, I'll have my own little shop filled with beautiful clothes. And I'll tell everyone that the hero defeated the Demon King wearing clothes I made. It all feels like a dream, Hero. If the world returns to how it was, will I still be accepted by everyone? So worried.
Let's go over here. Hey, hero. Defeating a Demon King must have been a tough battle, right? Your success is definitely tied to the training I gave you. Looks like saving the world still needs my help. So, I never got to explain this, but this area is basically a means to allow you to train and test out various different builds. So if you're looking for a certain build that you want to test out and you're not sure if it works, you come over here, you grab the requirements, and you go ham. I don't like using that area, though, because I think it's more fun if you just make it spontaneous. But that's just me. Alright, let's go secure ourselves a whole bunch of stuff. We're gonna grab the cheap things first. There we go.
The data in these samples is vast. I've documented them in this tome. And there's plenty of other valuable information contained within. Perhaps you'd like to note down some observations of your own.
Alright, we are going to grab the shortcuts. We'll grab the resource exchanger. This is going to allow us to convert things.
Resource exchanger. Hero, you can now use this device to convert resources dropped by monsters. However, there's some loss during conversion, so try to avoid switching back and forth.
Just a small little tidbit on top of everything. We can't really get anything from her just yet, but that's fine. We're gonna grab the keychain 2, and that'll be that. And then we'll upgrade a few things here. Let's upgrade our... Let's upgrade to the max limit of inventory stacks. This just helps us nicely with our inventory. Let's upgrade this. This. Let's actually do this. Yeah, that should be good enough. And what I can actually do here is go into the converter and convert one of these into 8 crystals. That should be enough to upgrade one more thing. We'll upgrade the initial coin count. There we go. From her, we can choose one of these 4 options. Let's see. We can get the octagonal guy, the spell options +1, choose extra spells. Let's see. I'm gonna go with this because the channeling spell pack is pretty fun. And I think it's high time we focus into summoners, so we're actually gonna go into the Master Summoner pack as well. So, next stream, or when I play this next, that is, I'm not sure when, I will probably be playing on the Summoner. So we'll have some fun with summons, and we'll see how that fares. But I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream, all the same. I know I did. And I'll see you all guys next stream. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.